So, Mick, you have this XR.
I have the XR.
Why did you buy it?
Because I had.
Because he had one. I bought the XR.
What did you have before?
I had my Triumph Tiger Sport.
Right, Triumph Tiger Sport,
lovely
yeah.
bike.
Yep.
3-cylinder.
Yep.
Superb engine, because the same engine on the Tiger Sport that there was on the 1050 ST I had.
Right.
Very impressed. But I must admit I fancied a change. Tried the XR and loved it.
What did you love about it?
It's just, it was streets ahead in technology.
Right. Than the Triumph.
Than the Triumph.
Mm.
And it is a much faster bike, much faster. More speed really than I can handle at times. No, I didn't. I just fancied the look of the XR, to be honest, as well.
Yeah. The front end particularly.
Yeah, and the front end with a vajazzle in the front. No, I after my little test drive, I thought, right, I must have it.
Right. Is there anything you don't like about it?
It does rev very high. Well, it's a 4-cylinder, isn't it? So it's but there are times when you get you max out the revs, accelerate, and you think that the engine's going to explode.
Right.
And then there's just more in it. It just goes faster and faster and gets louder and louder, and it just seems to enjoy it.
Right.
And it's just like, as Andy says, it's once more it's like a hooligan.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. But
handling alright.
Handling's great. I mean, superb compared with that old tractor of his.
Yeah.
The GS.
The GS.
A bit heavy coming in and out of the bends.
Yeah.
But you flip it out and handling's good. As I say, there is a vibration around about 70. The fuel limit is a bit annoying because it can do about 220 miles, I would reckon, on a full tank. But for some reason it only shows 155 when it's full. But it'll show the range of 155 with a full tank. Then the fuel tank will go down and it'll still show 155. So why it can't show what it's actually got, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I mean, other than that, it's very
quick shifter down.
Quick shift is brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant.
It defines that bike, doesn't it? The up down.
I know, because I've got the new Street Triple RX, and that's only got an up shift, not a down shift. But it really does.
Do you use it all the time?
All the time.
All the time.
I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get so used to it. It's just fantastic.
Right. So definite vote then for you.
Yeah.
It's not something like Andy that you would be looking to get shot of because you don't like it.
No, I love it.
You love
I
it
love
anyway.
it. As I say, the only thing is, I mean, I've had a go on yours, the 2-cylinder, and I do like the 2-cylinder because you don't get any engine braking with this thing at all, really. So when you throttle back, because with the Triumph I was used to some heavy engine braking, which was good. You miss that, but then you adapt. So
you're going to keep it?
Yeah,
for a bit at least.
Yeah, for a bit. I can't see. And I do like the sportiness of it, rather than the rugged touring sort of thing. But no, it's a comfy bike. Driven up here having 600 miles. Yeah, very comfy.
I think.
Why did you buy the KTM?
Because the XR is shit.
How do you know?
Because I used to have an XR.
What was it that you didn't like about it? What didn't you like?
Where do you start?
Well, start at the beginning.
Where do you start? No, it's a very good bike, the XR, actually.
You just said it was shit.
But I just thought it was shit.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's billed as a sports tourer, but it's actually a sports bike, a comfy sports bike.
Right.
Very comfy sports bike.
Right.
Apart from the vibrations in the thing. So if you actually want to go anywhere, it's exhausting. Because it's just like, it's like a kid with Tourette's saying, I want a fucking ice cream. I want to go faster. Go fast. I want an ice cream. I want an ice cream. Go faster. You can't just like, you know how, like when we rode back this afternoon, it was just a bit mellow, 60, 70.
Yeah.
Doesn't do that, but it's just like wants to go, no, I want to do 150.
So tell us about the KTM. What do you like about the KTM?
Well, it's a twin.
Right.
All good bikes are twins, aren't they? Really. Yeah. Grunty. And of course I was brought up on my 950, which I love. And it's just a evolution of that engine. And that bike's all about the engine. It's all about the engine.
Right. So you rate it a lot higher than the XR?
For what I want, yeah.
For what you want, okay. Anything you don't like about it?
There's a few little niggly things which I'm going to... Oh yeah, so the XR and many bikes, you've got buttons to do things. Like if you want to turn the grips on, you just press a button, grips, don't you? Right, with that you have to scroll through menus and the suspension. So quite often you want to be able to adjust suspension. You come into like, you've turned off into a little bumpy road. You just want to whack it into kind of a bit more of a soft thing. You have to scroll through menus, press buttons. It's a bit tedious.
Is it? Yeah, and you've got to look down away from the road.
Well, actually I'm beginning to learn it now, so I can do it
3
without,
ups and a left and 2 downs and stuff.
And you can do it with your eyes shut, but that takes a while.
Right, and what about comfort and weatherproof, well, not weatherproof, weather resistance?
Weathering's pretty good because you're quite well sheltered behind that quite big tanky kind of fairingy thing.
Yeah.
And the screen's good, actually.
Right.
Stock screen's pretty good.
Yeah. What about fuel range?
So I was out with my friends the other day, and we all filled up in the morning, and it said you've got a range of 350 miles or 300 and something. So we went about 100 and odd miles, 150 miles, maybe 130. And these chaps all filled up, and my bike was saying, well, you've got 200 and something miles left. So I thought, well, it's pointless carting around a load of fuel. I'll fill up when they fill up, because he can only do 150 miles. I'll fill up then.
Yeah.
No, I think we did 100 miles and then it ran out.
So what was the total mileage before it ran out, do you think?
225.
225, and the fuel gauge did what? The fuel range, the range thing went.
The range, which is what I was looking at, went from, suddenly said, no, you've got 90 miles at lunchtime.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that'll get us to a fuel stop. Rode down the road a bit, and it said, no, sorry, 60.
Right.
And we went another 5 miles, and it said, no, 30. And then another 5 miles later, it was, it stopped.
So
it was a bit embarrassing.
So pretty tragic, really, on the fuel gauge front.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore the range.
Yeah, just fill up with your mates, basically, when they fill up.
I think we'd been driving it. We'd been going quite hard. And I think the fuel economy.
It got confused. Yeah. So otherwise, handling and everything else, and it's pretty. It is pretty epic, that bike, isn't it?
It handles very well.
Do you find it a bit small?
No, actually, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's quite nice being leant forward just a tad. Takes the weight off your spine.
Yeah.
Actually, everyone says that it's hard, but the seat's actually quite firm. But it's no less comfy than any other seat. Yeah, screen's adjustable.
Yep.
I love the big tacho.
Yep.
And the big speed readout.
Yeah.
It's an awesome bike.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy my ride back tomorrow. Really looking forward to it.
You bought a GS.
Yes.
What did you have before that?
A GS.
And before that?
A GS.
Before that?
A GS.
And before that?
Maybe a GS.
Okay. So why did you buy the GS?
I think it's GS number 6.
Number 6.
I had the 2000. Oh no, I had the 1150 version.
Right.
First, and then I got the 1200 the original 1200 on your recommendation. Before you dissed it so much.
That was after mine blew up.
It has become an increasingly better and better bike, and I like it. And I've tried lots of other things. I've tried nakeds, and I've gone back to 4 cylinders and everything else like that. I keep kind of coming back to the GS. It ticks all the boxes really. There are a couple of things that I might like to change, but it does keep getting better and better and better. basically.
So which model is yours then?
Mine is the 1200GS water-cooled TE, which is the top of the range one. It comes with all the toys and goodies on it. Obviously all the safety equipment like ABS and everything else like that, but it comes completely with sat-nav, which is integrated into the system as well. It's got fog lights on it, heated grips, the active suspension that you can change on the go and at standstill and rider modes, and it's brilliant. It does what it says on the tin, really.
What's the best thing about it then?
The fact that it just does absolutely everything, and
Right.
it does everything pretty well.
Right.
I mean, in the current company of the KTM, the XR and the Duke, I would say it's not sporty enough, and it kind of makes you feel like it's a bit lacking. But when I've ridden your Duke today, I tend not to, I short shift. I change much well before 6,000 on the revs, and I don't tend to run it much past that. So yeah, it kind of runs out of steam about 7,500. But that kind of
But you don't normally ride it like that anyway.
That's my kind of suits my style of riding, if I'm honest.
And there's anything you don't like about it?
Yeah, probably just like I say, just every now and again I just think a lack of sportiness.
Yeah.
I think it would be nicer to have a 17-inch front wheel on it, just so it would tip into bends a little bit quicker. The 19-inch is good for off-roading, but I don't do off-roading. So if I could change the front wheel to a 17-inch, so it tips over as nicely as the XR, I think that would make it just about perfect for me.
Yeah, and long distance comfort.
I've got a 200-mile arse, doesn't matter what I'm on. After 200 miles, or 2 hour arse, after 2 hours I've got to stop.
Yeah.
You know, my touring ethos is 100 miles brake, 100 miles brake, 100 miles brake. So even if I had the adventure with a 350-mile tank range, I wouldn't ever get to the end of that before stopping. Yeah. So I'll do 100 miles, take a break, get back on it, and start again.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm on a Ducati Multistrada 1200 base model.
Base model.
Cheap model.
Cheap. Why did you choose that particular variant of the Multistrada?
Because it's the only one I could afford at the time. Also, I thought with the electronic suspension there's just more to go wrong, and I knew I was kind of pushing the envelope a bit getting the Ducati in the first place.
Really? You were concerned about reliability?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has it been reliable to date?
It's been fine. Yeah.
So your concerns may have been ill-founded, indeed.
You never know when it's just going to dissolve or grenade. So there's always that worry there. However, my experiences with previous vehicles indicate that things like BMWs seem to grenade an awful lot quicker than Ducatis do.
Did you test any other bikes before?
Yeah, so I had a deposit on an XR.
Did you?
BMW XR I did. And I put that down without having ridden one because you can ride one.
Yeah.
So I had taken an S1000R out. It's the same thing in a sportier frame, and I thought it was just hysterical, ridiculously quick. Quick shift was brilliant, but it was just really shouty. And I thought for a half an hour blast it'd be quite good fun, but to be on it for a while it would just really annoy me.
Sorry,
so
small
it would just really annoy me. So and it was just like really low geared. So I thought when the XR came out, it would have different gearing, and the gearing would be more, it would be longer gearing, certainly like 5th and 6th. So it would cruise at a lowish RPM. But when they found the gearing was the same, I was a bit disappointed. So I cancelled my deposit.
Okay, and what did you own?
It was between that and the Ducati, to be
honest.
Right. And a KTM 1290 Super Adventure. So I tried the Ducati and the 1290 Super Adventure, and the Super Adventure was just completely bonkers, but a bit ponderous compared to the Ducati, which was just fantastic.
Ticked all the boxes for him. What did you own before the Ducati?
I had a Yamaha Super Tenere.
Did you?
Yeah.
So your taste is questionable then?
I bought the one. But I was doing a lot of miles, needed something ultra reliable. And the Super Tenere never ever went wrong. And I did loads of miles on it all through the year.
So now you've got the Ducati, what do you have you found?
I just love it, absolutely love it.
Any reasons you can possibly give for love?
Well, it's got that V-twin torque, isn't it, and power. The engine's awesome, absolutely brilliant. I put a Termignoni exhaust on, and that's not made an awful lot of difference, really.
Any other modifications?
Yeah, the best mod was a 2-tooth bigger sprocket on the back, 42 tooth on the back. So it's very long geared, so as opposed to the XR, which is very short geared, it's very long geared. So you know, in sixth, if you want to overtake at 70, 80 mile an hour, you almost have to drop down. So that made a huge difference.
Right.
But yeah, with that one, it just accelerates.
And protection?
Everywhere. Well, it's got a short windscreen on it. It's absolutely fine. No buffeting. The normal screen it came with a bit buffety. So
pillion? They ever taken the pillion?
Yeah, take the wife on the back.
Really?
Yeah. So I just wind the preload up a bit, check her on.
Yeah.
Away we go. So that's. So yeah, cracking bit of kit. Handles great. Suspension much better now since my suspension expert friends have helped me to
tune it slightly.
tune it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so very pleased with that.
Very good.